The World Bank in 2021 estimated that an additional 29 million people in sub-Saharan Africa were pushed into extreme poverty due to COVID-19. The report, which counted large informal economy, weak social protection systems, unfavorable business climate, and inability to enforce regulations, hinder activities and formulation of the sector, energy crisis as some of the attributes aggravating welfare in the region. UNDP's senior economic advisor Dr. Tony Muhumuza, who presented the report on the floor of the first ordinary session of the 6th legislature of the ECOWAS Parliament in Abuja, said the poorest 40% only receive 18% of income, while the richest 10% take 30% of income. He said Nigeria, as the largest and most populous country in Africa, was severely affected by COVID-19, which contracted the country's GDP by 1.8% in 2020, raised unemployment rate to 33.3%, and pushed an estimated 7 million Nigerians into poverty.
I've always heard about many of our African countries claiming that they are making some steps in making some progress, but making 2% progress while others are making 50% progress is the same as heading backwards as the rest are progressing. That's how why the inequalities are growing. We are actually saying that inequality between countries is expected to grow much further because the developed nations are also recovering faster from the COVID pandemic compared to the countries in the developing world. So the faster they recover, the better they are, and for us actually we are going to face a bit more challenges because our recovery is taking a bit of time.
Debates on poverty and inequality in West Africa followed, with parliamentarians bearing their mind on the situation and how it affects their constituents.
You are Africans. Please, we need bold solutions. When I say bold solutions, I know when we recommend those bold solutions, we will not be able to go out totally from poverty, but it will be surely what reduce.
Poverty is one of the biggest problems that is affecting the region. It is true that the countries are different, our realities are probably not the same.
So I think that the poverty that we had even talked about is just the poverty of feeling inferior, not the poverty of lack, because we have everything that would have made us top-class countries, top-class citizens. And until we begin to get ourselves out of and have the right leadership, sorry, we will not go anywhere.
Why do we have our governments as far as this topic is concerned? And why do we have regional bodies like ECOWAS and the African Union and so on? Their main objective, main focus should be how to address this disparity gap that is poverty.
This is not a new topic. We have to think about our living conditions in our countries, in our cities, and then in our districts. So all of us are challenged.
575 million will be in extreme poverty in 2030. Honorable Speaker, this is a big figure. And comparing the figure in Africa, and this figure that he's talking about in the next 5 years, almost 500 million will be in extreme poverty. It's like the living situation is zero capacity.
Believe that innovation and digital transformation, young people, reliable energy, dynamic interest, and skill requirements for workforce transition are some of the drivers of change in Abuja. Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.